2013 is already historic in Oklahoma. This month, 3 men took oaths of office to assume key roles in state government. One in the House of Representatives, one at the Oklahoma Supreme Court, and the other at the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals. What made their swearing-in ceremonies historic is that they are all African Americans.
A new generation of Oklahoma African Americans is filling leadership positions in state government, at the same time creating a new civil rights legacy. That's the way Bruce Fisher sees the swearing-in of T.W. Shannon as Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tom Colbert as Chief Justice of the Oklahoma Supreme Court, and David Lewis as Presiding Judge of the Court of Criminal Appeals. Fisher is an administrative program officer at the Oklahoma Historical Society, a man who knows something about Oklahoma history and the civil rights movement. He is the son of Ada Lois Scipio Fisher, the woman who integrated the University of Oklahoma Law School 6 decades ago.
I think we're at a point in time where we're kind of seeing a changing of the guard.
I, Tom Colbert,
do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
After taking the oath of office from retired Judge Charles Owens, the first black man to serve as an Oklahoma District Court judge, Supreme Court Chief Justice Tom Colbert made a point of just how historic 2013 has been for him and other African Americans serving in the judiciary.
We also celebrated the 150th anniversary of the Emancipation Proclamation, executed by President Lincoln. It had also been an amazing 6 years for diversity in the state of Oklahoma. We have Judge Jerome Holmes was the first African American appointed by President Bush to the 10th Circuit of Appeals. My former law partner, Vicki Miles LaGrange, continues to make history and now has become the first African American Chief Judge of the Federal District Courts of Oklahoma.
Over in the House of Representatives, there was another swearing-in ceremony, marking the first time an African American took the oath of office for Speaker of the House.
I, T.W. Shannon,
I, T.W. Shannon,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
And in his speech, Speaker T.W. Shannon outlined his approach to leadership by invoking the name of Martin Luther King, Jr.
But I also believe that this House should be governed not by division, because just like Dr. Martin Luther King said, we must live together as brothers or perish together as fools. Like the children of Israel about to cross over into the land of prosperity, we must also acknowledge that there exists some among our ranks who will not cross over.
Speaker Shannon took his oath from Judge David Lewis, a man the Speaker says played a major role in his life.
The guy who talked me into going to law school when he was special district judge in Comanche County.
Judge Lewis was a classmate and longtime friend of the new Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, so it was a special moment when Justice Colbert and Speaker Shannon watched as Judge Lewis took his oath of office as the new presiding judge of the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals.
I, David B. Lewis.
I, David B. Lewis,
All 3 men understand they are part of state history. Judge Lewis says they ended up where they are because they were given the chance.
I think that we're all fortunate that we've been given opportunities in life, and timing's everything. 50 years ago, it would have been probably impossible to have those opportunities.
An opportunity that Chief Justice Colbert says almost did not happen for him.
I came very close to leaving the Supreme Court. One of those opportunities I thought was another calling in my life, which included a large increase in salary. And the other opportunity was to advance to the next level of the judiciary.
But when Justice Colbert told his wife and mother about the other opportunities, their reaction convinced him to stay put.
And both of them looked at me if I was losing it and said that the opportunity to serve as Chief Justice was not about me. It was about all the people that had sacrificed their careers, their freedom, their health and safety. And you know, some had even given the ultimate price, a loss of life.
Chief Justice Colbert says he realized what they were telling him, that the actions of others many years ago gave him the opportunity to be a leader, and the others included his own family.
It's people like my great-great-grandfather, who was born in 1845 into slavery in Georgia. And at the age of 17, he ran away from the plantation against his father's wishes and joined the Union Army to fight for freedom for him and his family.
The new presiding judge of the Oklahoma Court of Criminal Appeals says he too is standing on the shoulders of many others who worked hard and sacrificed so he could have the chance to succeed.
And we're beneficiaries. That's the neat thing about living in Oklahoma in particular and United States in general, is that it's all about opportunities, and that's all anybody ever wanted was an opportunity.
Judge Lewis also gives credit for where he is today to others in his life who took the time to give him a hand up.
Many of us have gotten to the point that we're at simply because someone took the time to encourage us. And all a mentor is someone who will encourage you, to support you, and be advice and counsel.
The Historical Society's Bruce Fisher says there have been many civil rights firsts over the last 50 years in Oklahoma, and those accomplishments have made these new firsts possible.
When Miss Luper died, Clara Luper died last year, I used to say that that was the last of the living legends. We're building a new set of heroes and sheroes in the African-American story.
Fisher says the ascension of 3 African-American men into top positions in state government speaks to what is possible today.
While it's important right now, and while we see it as something terribly significant now, the challenge is going to be making sure that young people recognize that this is an important event, that this is not something that's just real common. It is something that happened in their lifetime. It's the first of an event that happened in their lifetime, and they had a chance to witness it.
Bruce Fisher grew up at a time when seeing black men in positions of leadership in Oklahoma government was unthinkable. At the Oklahoma History Center, the Civil Rights display includes 2 water fountains symbolizing racial segregation. A story about those fountains illustrates just how much times have changed.
I've seen kids playing with those fountains, trying to make water come out of them, which it won't happen, of course. And I was looking at 2 kids playing with it one day, and finally the other kid asked the other, well, what color is the water supposed to be? They didn't know that this color had anything to do with who could drink out of one fountain and who couldn't.
Several people who came to watch Judge Lewis sworn in had just returned to Oklahoma after seeing President Barack Obama take the oath of office for his second term. Changing electoral demographics and attitudes about race played a major role in the president's reelection. The Historical Society's Bruce Fisher sees similar changes now in Oklahoma, and he says it's something that is very good for the state and the nation.
When African Americans were interwoven into the fabric of America, we got stronger in every way, shape, or form. Intellectually, militarily, entertainment-wise, everything was better. So I think that that's the future of America, a bigger, stronger, better America.